Thank you so much for speaking to us on the Light Breakfast. Now, Zeenie, when most people are hoarding food and overbuying food, you are sharing your food with the needy in these trying times. Like, what motivated you to do this?
Wow, what motivated me? Okay, so I come from a family that food is very sacred to us. I mean, we since I was young, I mean, since I could remember, we've always shared food. So if my grandma cooks a pot of sambar or cooks a pot of fish curry or something, there's always an extra hit at the table. Okay, so it can be friend, it can be a family friend, it can be just someone, just a friend who maybe walked past the house and she would say, hey, I got fish curry. Do you want to have some? That kind of stuff. And she was always. I mean, I was raised by her. I was raised by my grandparents, and my grandma always had someone staying in our garage. Okay, so she always had someone who needed help staying in her garage. And so for the longest time, I remember there was this man who was kind of
Homeless, in need.
He was not actually homeless. He had family, but they didn't want him.
Okay.
So yeah, so and then she took him in and she told him, okay, you can stay in my place. I'll do up the garage for you. You can have a bed and then you can have clothes and you can have our food and all that, And so he was like, yeah. He said, of course, thank you so much, but I will work. I will work for you. And so he was our gardener for the longest time, So my grandma always had this. And then there was a point she had friends who were getting old, who were getting sick, and she would have them live with us for a while, So I was raised like that, and also listening to stories from by my uncles and my aunts about how my grandpa also always, even when they had so little. My grandparents have 8 kids, so even when they had so little, they would always feed someone who is in need. If someone comes to the house, there was always food, okay, for that person. So I was raised. So I suppose I was raised that way. So it comes very naturally to me that to share food. So even when the lockdown happened, and I thought, oh my God, I can't get all my favorite food. You know what? Let me get some of my favorite food and send it to my friends, my favorite friends. So that's what I did. I have a friend who's an excellent baker. Okay, she's so good. So I ordered stuff from her so that she could also, get an income. I ordered stuff from her. I sent it out to other friends. Yeah, because I just wanted people to be happy. So another thing for me is food makes me happy, and that's how I share my happiness, with food. So anyone who knows me knows that.
So when you heard of this MCO and people are in desperate need, some people who have lost their jobs, they're in desperate need of food, you decided to do something, right? You actually started giving away free food.
Yes, so that's how it started. So also there's a guy who lives just opposite from us, and he has this hut. He lives in a hut, okay, just opposite from my house. He does odd end jobs and stuff like that. So that's how it started. We started giving him food, and then slowly, I've got friends who are not doing so well after the lockdown. Most of them are freelancers. So because of the job market, they can't get any work, and so no work, no income, and because of that, they were finding it tough. So I would send food to them.
Okay, so in the beginning,
that's how it started.
In the beginning, you actually sent food to people that you know, right? Yeah, that you knew.
I knew, yeah.
Needed food, and
you
started actually with rice dishes, and you were saying desserts and all that. But now you're concentrating.
Basically, whatever we cooked at home, that would go out also.
Okay.
So and then of course I'm big on desserts. So
do you make your own desserts?
Yes, I do. I do make my own desserts, but I also have bunch of friends who are really good at making desserts. So I also, buy it from them and then get it delivered.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how it started. And then I watched this concert on online concert, some global citizen thing that happened where artists all around the world were performing. Yeah, and I was watching it and I was listening to stories because they injected it with stories that of people suffering throughout the lockdown. I mean, and also throughout the pandemic and stuff like that, right? And I was watching and I was thinking, oh my God, there's so many people who are unemployed. Like, how are they getting money? Like, I'm so blessed that I have a job. And at least I'm getting paid every month. And but there's so many others who've lost, just like my friends. There are laborers, there are refugees who do odd end jobs who also have lost their jobs, So I was thinking, and I was also reading the news, and B40 was a focus. But what about M40? The people who get an income but have lost them.
Yep.
What happens to those people? So and then I was and then also my dad because of the lockdown, my dad's employer said, there's no point, because my dad works as a driver for a really old couple. So, but they're going to be at home. They can't go out anywhere. So they told my dad, you know what, just chill at home. I mean, there's no work. So
where can you go, right? You can't drive anywhere.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah. So my dad was also affected by it. Okay. And then also my mom also works for a company that deals with the court, with the courts. The company supplies interpreters to the courts. And because of what's been happening, business is really bad. And because of that, they've been asked to, take a month off. So that's also happening. So we are blessed because I have an income, we've got savings, we are sorted.
Yeah.
But what about people who don't? Yeah. So that's how it started.
But it wasn't because you watched the concert that you started doing this. You started even before that, right?
Yeah, I started even before that, but the notion to go bigger and to reach people I don't know, to put it out in the open, and whoever who wants, I would give as much as I can. That happened from watching the concert. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
that thought came in.
Okay. Yeah. But now you're concentrating just more on making sandwiches, mostly vegetarian sandwiches. What was the motivation?
Egg sandwiches. I only make egg.
Okay.
We only make egg sandwiches because at least it's got the salad leaves in there to give you the vegetables, and it's got the egg to give you the protein, and then you've got the carbs from the bread. So we feel that's like the most holistic, and also it's easy to make, and it's easy for us to churn out every single day, and send it out. We try to send it out before 7 o'clock. We want people to get the sandwich by 7 p.m. So at least they don't go to bed hungry. That's also another thing that we've thought about. We don't want anyone to go to bed hungry, So
was rice cumbersome to prepare, to get out? What was it about rice that? Yeah.
Oh, to cook for 200 people, rice? Wow,
a lot to do, right?
Yes. That's tough. Even a simple biryani for 200 people. Oh no. Okay. You need the equipment for that. We don't. Yeah.
So are you feeding more than 200 people daily now?
Now yes. Yesterday we fed 251. Today we're feeding 250. So the thing is, the calls, the messages come in 24/7. So okay. So basically, I'll just tell you a little bit about the production. A good friend of mine who also does a lot of freelance work for us. So she's also one of those who are affected. So when I started this, I reached out to her. I said, hey, you know what? I'm doing this every day. You're just at home. Why don't you come and help me? So then she was like, okay, fine. She'll do it. So then she kind of like moved in. So she's helping me. And then my mom does the packing and all that. And my dad also does the packing and helps out. So my friend's name is Simran. So Simran does all the requests and the delivery. So she's in charge of that. And the phone's been buzzing 24/7. So Simran's got a system. She turns off the phone at certain hours of the day, especially when we're actually rolling out the sandwiches. And then from 8 p.m. she turns it on, and then it goes like like that. You know, we get like 400-500 WhatsApps, and then calls just keep on coming. So initially we did not turn off the phone, so it was just non-stop ringing, non-stop messages. We couldn't keep up. So then we started the system. So once it comes, and then she goes through every single message and she writes down who needs what, which day, this, that, and then she comes up with her plan. And then the next morning we schedule our delivery, and then we start making the sandwiches. Yeah. So that's
Do you know what the profiles are like for these people who are asking for these free sandwiches? Are they from the big 40?
I can just
Are they
roughly
M40?
say because I can roughly say because only because by going through the messages, but I've not actually sat down and analyzed it. So most of them are M40, and then there's a lot of daily wage earners. Yeah. So those two. We also get requests from refugees, and we've got old folks' homes, orphanages. Also, reach out to us and ask if we can provide at least once a week. So we've got that, and then we've got people who've also reached out to us asking for provision on top of the sandwiches.
Do you give provision as well?
It's tough. I want to give provision. I want to give everybody provision, but it's really tough. Okay, so really, really special cases we've done. Yeah.
So when you say you got when you turn on the phone, you get 500 messages, WhatsApp, and then calls and whatnot. Are those from individuals, or do some come from organizations that want to help other people as well?
So the first week we got calls and messages from organizations that they wanted to see whether we were legit before they sent out the message. So and then I assured them, and then that was it. So since then it's been mainly by individuals.
Okay.
Yeah. The organizations would be old folks' homes and orphanages.
So do you now set a limit as to the amount of sandwiches you can give out per day?
Every day we tell ourselves we're going to set a limit. Every day we tell ourselves that.
But you can't.
We can't, because oh my God, just the thought of not feeding that extra person hurts. I'm like, no, this person needs the sandwich. Send it. It's okay if it's more than 250. It's okay if it's more than 200. It's fine.
Okay.
And so then production time just goes more and more and more. So
what's the maximum per day right now?
So yesterday was the maximum, which was 251.
Okay.
Yeah. And then today we went through the list again, and then I looked at Simran and I said, so how many? Then she said 260. I was like, okay.
How much, when you say 250 and 260, right? How much, because you're making egg sandwiches, right? How many eggs, how much bread, how much do you get every day?
Yeah.
So my dad does the shopping every morning. He goes to NSK, he gets the bread, he gets the eggs. The eggs, sometimes we don't get NSK. Sometimes we go to a local grocer nearby here. He gets the eggs, he gets the wrappers, he gets the salad, so 30 loaves of bread.
Every day?
8 trays, yes, every morning. 8 trays of eggs. Yeah.
Wow. It sounds like
every morning. So he's got people at NSK looking at him and go like, oh, this fellow is hoarding,
Oh, his cholesterol must be incredibly high.
Like, hello, leave some eggs for us.
People might have thought that your dad was hoarding food, right?
Yeah, exactly. I told him, then he was like, I try to explain to them if they come up and ask me. Then I said, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, at first, you did mention that this entire initiative was all self-funded. Like, how much did you have to spend daily at that point when you were taking it out from your own pocket?
300 to 400 ringgit
a day.
Yeah.
Plus the delivery and all that, because
inclusive of everything, ingredients, delivery. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of money per day.
Yeah.
And how long did you do this for?
I didn't know how long. You see, I did not plan it well, okay? I did not know how long I'm going to do this. I just knew I wanted to do this. and I just started. Okay, I did not plan. I didn't know how I'm gonna sustain. Where's the money gonna come from? No, I just knew. Okay, you know what? If I need to take it out from my pocket, I will do it. You know, that was how it started. And I didn't even do an accounts to say, okay, this is how much one loaf of bread costs. This is how much, you know. No. Yeah, so I did not go into the mechanics of it at all. So, and then when I put out that message on social media, it was only then, because I was doing it just, you know, by myself and all that. I was not telling anybody. It was only when I put out the message on social media, on my Facebook, I created a page, a separate page for it, on Instagram and Facebook, and I got my husband to design the poster and all that, the tile, and then we put it out. It was only then that my friends reached out to me and say, hey, who's doing this? And I'm like, me, you know. And then they were like, oh, you know what? I mean, don't you need money? And then they started questioning me and asking me like, where are you getting the money from, and all that. Then, you know, then I said, I don't know. I mean, I'm using my money now, so I don't know. You know, I've not thought about it. And they were like, you know what? Let me give you some money. So that's how it started. Yeah.
So now people are donating money to you to keep this free sandwiches going. Yeah. And also ingredients. People are donating ingredients as well, right?
Yeah.
Tell us more about that.
I've got a restaurant owner who's come and also donated some ingredients, and so so they do both. You either give me ingredients, or for some people just banking in cash is much easier, you know. So they do that.
So is it now fully based on donations, or do you still need to take money out of your own pocket?
Right now I've got a pool of donation that's, you know, piling up, so I'm using that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, do you have any story of a needy family whom you actually feed on a daily basis?
There's one Chinese uncle in Cheras. His family doesn't take care of him anymore, so he's living all by himself. And we give him food every day. We try to give him 2 meals. We try to give him a meal from home and a sandwich. So he's one of them. There's a single mom with 3 kids. She reached out to us on the birthday of her son, because she had no food. She had no food at all, and it was her son's birthday, and it was so sad. She kept asking us, "Are you sure you're gonna send a sandwich? Are you sure you're gonna send me a sandwich?" And we say, "Yeah, we will." Then she was like, "Promise." We were like wondering, why is she, you know, so adamant, you know? So then we started asking. I say, "Yeah, I promise we'll send you by 8 o'clock." And say, "What? Why? You don't have food, is it?" And all that. And then she said, "Yeah, I have nothing at home, and it's my son's birthday today, and I thought, you know, at least I have the sandwich and we can celebrate." Then of course broke our hearts, and so we sent her a cake and all that as well for the son's birthday. And so then we've been helping her out every week. Then there is a Indonesian couple. They are homeless. Okay, so thank God for internet,
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. Right.
Thank God for internet. Yeah. So somebody sent them my poster, and then he reached out to us, and he said that they've been stranded there and they have no food, nothing. You know, they got no income, nothing, no money whatsoever. And so we've sent provision. Yeah. So we spoke to them, and we tracked them down, and we sent them provision. Yeah.
Okay. I liked how you don't judge, you just give.
No.
Like, do you go through a vetting process when you receive messages?
This is a question that I've been asked many times since I started this. Do you vet? No. Honestly speaking, I don't vet. I don't. Because it's a meal. What is the dude gonna do with that, with the sandwich? He's not gonna go sell the sandwich. Even if he does, he must really need the money. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's a meal. I don't need to vet it.
Or have you thought about the flip side of it, where because one person who actually can provide for himself gets your free egg sandwich.
Yeah.
And because you have a limit, you can't.
Somebody
you
else
could
might
have
not get
potentially
it.
given.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't have a limit.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, but what if after this radio interview you get like 400 or
It
500
just explodes. Yeah.
requests a day? Are you going to make 400 to 500 sandwiches a day?
That
Or can you?
whoever who reaches out to us will get a sandwich, whether it's today or tomorrow. You know.
Wow.
So
Wow. Now
You need more people working with you, man.
No, I understand.
No,
currently,
my
it's
mom-
your mom
no,
and
it-
your Go ahead.
Nobody can come and work with us because my mom is super, super paranoid over the virus.
Oh,
You know?
really?
So this restaurant owner friend of ours who provided ingredients wanted to send 2 workers, and then my mom said no. There are 3 kids in the house. There's me and there's like my dad who's like above 50. No way. Like, we don't know where these people are coming from. I got a whole shelling, just for that. So I was like, yeah, okay, fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
but your mom is helping you with the making of the sandwiches.
Yes. So it's my mom, my dad helps with the because we pack it, right? So when we pack it, we got to write down on the plastic bag the name and the phone number of the person, so it's easier for the delivery person to give it, because we give like about 10 to 15 to each delivery person. Yeah, so my dad does that part of the stuff, and then Simran does the bookings, and then we do eggs amongst ourselves. And there's also my aunt who helps out with the eggs.
Like frying the eggs.
We started by frying, okay, but it was taking a lot of time. And once, as we went by every day and the numbers increased, it was getting a bit too. There was one night, actually, it was a couple of nights ago, and we could not get our sandwiches out in time. And that was when we said no, we can't do this frying anymore. So we started smashing the eggs. Yeah.
Hard-boiled eggs. Okay.
Yeah, hard-boiled eggs. So now that's what we do. Yeah.
But what about the rest of your family, especially your 3 kids? What do they think about what you're doing right now?
So
or are they helping out, or are they at the age where they can actually help out?
So my eldest is 9, my second is 3, and my third is 3 months. So my son has online. I mean, school has gone online. So he has classes till mid-afternoon. And then so my daughter's around most of the time. Yeah. But I mean, they know what we're doing. They know what we're doing, and I've explained it to them. And I mean, I did not even have to explain. They came and asked me, like, who's the sandwiches all going for? We had a conversation. So especially my daughter, we had a conversation. I had to explain to her why I was giving the sandwiches out. So now she's got a good story. Because of virus, everyone's got to stay home, and because they stay home, they can't work. So stay home, no work, no money, no food. No?
Easy enough for everyone to understand, right?
Yeah. So now Amma sends food to those who need this. So yeah, okay. So she gets it. Okay. For a 3-year-old, you got to like break it down.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's what. So my son knows what's happening, and he has helped with the packaging and all that. Yeah, but most of the time he helps with taking care of the siblings. He helps with playing with them and being with them and all that. So I mean, that itself is help, so that we can do this. Yeah.
Okay. How about your husband?
Yeah, your husband also helps, right?
Yeah, of course, he helps with the kids lah.
Yeah.
He's an IT guy, and so he did. I mean, he helped with the design of the poster and all that, and then he helps send out the message and that kind of stuff. He's also badly affected because he's got a music school. He teaches piano. He gives one-on-one classes to especially to 80% of his students are special need kids. So, and he's also affected by it because you can't come for classes now, right? So that part of his income is gone also.
Okay. But did you talk to him before you decide to start on this initiative? What was
of course.
Yeah. What did he say? Just go for it.
He's like He knows that whatever I
Wait, did
do
you
is a bit
ask
crazy.
him or did you tell him?
Yeah, exactly. I told him. I didn't ask him.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Just told him I'm doing this.
Yeah, I'm doing this. Can you please make a poster for me? Can you please buy the website domain? Can you please design the website for me? Yeah,
You know, I
that's
was
how
just
it works.
thinking about this, right? You know how, I mean, like everyone's at home, and usually when kids have to go back to school and everything after vacation, they have to write like, what did I do on my summer vacation or whatever it is. Like
Yeah.
what did you do when you were under lockdown?
Lockdown.
Oh, well, we fed 250 people every single day. Mommy is like the sandwich queen, you know?
Love it.
Oh
Love
my gosh. I never thought about that though. That'd be quite a story.
Yeah, but he is supportive, right? Like even though you told him that you're gonna do it, he was not against it. Yeah.
He's always my husband.
Yeah, your
He
husband.
knows I'm a bit crazy. I do stuff like this. So he's come to terms with it. So he's always like, you know what, she's gonna do this. Let me just support her, you know? Like that.
Oh well,
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah, exactly. I got no say, I got no choice, you know, just support her. Yeah. Yeah, I'm crazy like that, I suppose.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, it's been almost a month now. I'm sure you've been doing this for almost more than a month now, right? You started when the MCO began,
I
or what?
started, I mean, the Meatless Malaysian thing, I only started, what, a week plus, 2 weeks?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you're getting a lot of media coverage from it for just being
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
that
the
is-
proper side of things, though, right? A week.
Yes, because I was a media person. So I mean, my contacts are all on my Facebook. So when I put it out, they were like, straight away, they were like, hey, are you doing this? And I'm like, yeah, I am. They were like, can I interview you? And I said, okay, fine. You know, it started with just one person and then that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, what keeps you going right now this whole week? I'm sure it's been a tiring week of making sandwiches day in, day out, but like, what keeps you going?
You know, I don't think about it, you know. That's the truth, really. It's just, there's just no time to think about it. There's no time to think whether I like it, whether I don't. There's no time to feed my emotions, actually. So, I suppose at the back of my head, it's the fact that people are not going to bed hungry. That's it. You know, someone is not going to bed hungry. Yeah. So,
do you like your own egg sandwiches? Have you had?
Of course. Okay, that's also one thing. I don't feed people I don't like. What I don't like. I don't feed people what I don't like.
Yeah.
So I only give people what I like. So let's just say I like scones from this cafe near my house, okay? And I love it so much. I will like buy 6 sets of it and send it out to people. That's just how I am. I like to share food.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'll send it out. And say, how's the scones? They're like, oh my god, damn nice. And I'm like, yeah, it's the best scones in KL, you know.
But everyday egg sandwiches, though. At which point did you go, oh my, I can't stand the smell of eggs anymore. There's just
I've
eggs
not gotten
everywhere.
there.
There's bread everywhere. You know, have you gotten to that level yet?
No, not yet. Like I said, there's just no time to feed the emotions.
Yeah, that's true. Just you've got your feet wet, just go ahead and do it, right?
Yes. Yeah. Just
Probably
do it.
from the commitment, you've committed yourself to do this.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
But do you think you're gonna continue on to feed the hungry even after the MCO is over?
Well, I know that they will still need food at least for a month and until, you know, people get back on their feet. I mean, no one's going to get a job the very next day.
Yeah.
No.
That's reality. You know. So I suppose I'll keep. But then that being said, I will have to go back to the office.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I would have to go back to the office. My mom would have to go back to work. So we will find a way. Maybe, you know, maybe we don't make the sandwiches. Maybe we pay somebody else to make the sandwiches. You know, but yeah, I know that I will be doing something at least for another month after it's been lifted. Yeah.
All right. Now, Z, lastly, like what advice would you give to Malaysians to encourage them to to give back, especially now, you know, when a lot of people are out of jobs and they're hungry? What can we as regular Malaysians do?
I think first you just got to put yourself in other people's shoes. Yeah, that's the main thing. I mean, I know it's a time where you got to think for yourself and think for your own family and stuff like that. But I read this quote recently, and it said that when you have more than enough, build a longer table, not a higher fence.
Ah, that's brilliant. Oh my
That's
goodness.
brilliant.
Yeah.